Hey everybody, and welcome to a really dumb wild ride with Steve-O. I got a new face tattoo, my first face tattoo, and it is not safe for work, and it was given to me by Post Malone, and wow, is this story crazy, and wow, is this episode juicy and entertaining, and wow, am I happy to be back on my beloved tour bus, getting ready to go back out on tour with a brand new show. It's just exciting times, man, and man, this podcast is not going to disappoint. So let's get into it.
You wearing biker shorts?
No, they're
Women's underwear? What are they?
it's briefs.
You're just wearing underwear on the podcast.
I'm sweating.
Dude, he wears just underwear. Like, he'll go to the store like that. Or, like, on tour, he'll go out to get food. Like,
What do you mean you go to the store in your underwear?
I'll go to the store rocking these. They're down to my knees.
Yeah,
dude.
they're casual.
Like,
Are they though?
Yeah.
why not?
Even if underwear is casual, do you still wear it out?
I don't know. It depends. I never worn it to the store, but I'll stand outside in my underwear.
Yeah.
Hey, can you have the tour
Duh.
dates on there?
Wave to my neighbor.
they're right here.
Yeah, that's normal.
Okay.
All right.
So what are you saying? Vinny's abnormal?
Well, I'm saying Vinny's going to the
That's
store
all
in
he
his underwear.
does is call me abnormal.
Well, I wouldn't call you normal.
Has Steve have you ever gone to the grocery market in your underwear?
I can't say that I have.
On drugs.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, people of the universe, I bring to you, us, with a reappearance from the gorgeous Paul Brisske.
Hello, everybody.
It's about time.
It's great
Let's
to be back.
introduce yourselves, folks.
I'm Scott.
I'm Vinny.
And
Isaac.
Isaac over there off camera. How about that? You got to introduce yourself because you know I'm not gonna.
Very thoughtful of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here we are, back on our beloved tour bus.
Yep.
Getting ready to go out on tour, but we're parked outside the Radical Ranch right now, and I am just adjusting to having a penis tattooed on my forehead. Yeah.
Have there been there was a lot of articles leading up to the tattoo. Have there been any since TMZ came out with it?
Here's how famous Post Malone is. When we did the Gene Simmons podcast, Gene Simmons promoted that we were going to be at his restaurant recording the podcast. He invited fans to come out. He brought a Page 6 reporter. Page 6 reporter sticks a microphone in my face. Hey, you're turning 50. How are you celebrating your 50th birthday? And I just blurred out, Post Malone's tattooing a penis on my forehead, like at Bonnaroo, to celebrate my 50th birthday. So, Page 6 runs the story, and then I just start seeing it in my feed, like, you know, all of these different outlets picking up the story. Like, it got so much press, and it hadn't even happened yet.
But it was confirmed.
It was confirmed. I
Loosely, handshake agreement.
I reached out
Telepathically.
I reached out to the team, Post's team. He confirmed it. He said he was in. But then I'm like, dude, with all this press, I start thinking, man, like maybe he's got like a complete army of reps that are gonna see this press and say, yo, dude, Posty, there's no upside in this for you. You know, like, don't do it. We got to step in here. And that because I blurted that out, that it wouldn't happen. You know, like, I started thinking, like, man, maybe if I'm Post Malone, and I'm like, yeah, I'll be cool, I'll do it. But then I see all this press, it just rubs me the wrong way. It's like, you know what? Actually, I don't feel like it. I just felt like all of that press might make it not happen. And then, like, if it were to not happen, then all of a sudden I would be the dummy who, like, I would just be so mortified. And that, like, I almost don't even want to share on the podcast here because I think it's so funny that, like, most people would be mortified at having a penis on their face. I was like gonna be mortified if I didn't.
Yeah. If I don't get this dick on my forehead, I'm gonna look like an idiot.
Yeah.
I mean, plus even just like, you know what it's like on tour. Like, what if he just couldn't do it? Like, he's
Right.
headlining Bonnaroo. Like, maybe his schedule just wasn't gonna
Right.
work out. You
And
know?
that's the thing, that his team was like, dude, yeah, like our schedule is so gnarly. Like, we're gonna try to make this happen, and I'm just like sweating. Like, you guys were with me. Yeah, like I was not okay for like.
Yeah, you had
Yeah.
the worst birthday of your life. No, you were pretty bummed about it. But what
I
was
mean, I wasn't bummed yet. I
Stress.
was just stressed. I was stressed. Like, dude, so gnarly.
Yeah, what was that experience like though? You pulled in the Bonnaroo and like, I mean, how was it?
I mean, it was like, dude, they were so cool, man. They were so cool, and like I got looped in with the tour manager, with the like I'm not even sure what my guy Bobby is, but Bobby's like, I think, to Post Malone what you are to me. Just like the right hand handles everything, and Bobby is just the coolest dude on the planet. I mean, they all are, every single one of them, and you know, I even told him ahead of time. I was like, dude, I'm so sorry, man. I blurted this out. I put this on blast. I put you guys on blast, dude. I feel like such an idiot. And he's like, hey, man, don't worry about it, man. All good. We're stoked. And when I saw Post, like, I apologized to him. I'm like, he didn't even know. He had no idea. Like, that's baller.
He had no idea what.
He just had no idea that there was like a full like storm of, you know.
Really?
There was a lot of stories about it.
Yeah, I mean, you were stressing out about like Post's team, but like Post doesn't seem to be the guy that like even listens to a team. Like he just does what he wants when he wants.
I kind of think so, but dude, I'm a worrier. Like, I worry. You know,
Yeah, thank
like,
you do.
like I'm absolutely nuts in every way that you would not think I'm nuts. You know, like I'm completely backwards.
Yeah, I can see that. Like if I was sick, you'd be like, "Oh, cool, whatever, who cares?" If Wendy was sick, you'd be like, "Oh my God, Scott, go get her Postmates, get her like take care of Wendy." Is like if she had the same ailments as a human.
Well, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, Steve's like, I wasn't talking about that at all. That's normal.
Yeah. Man, this feels good. Like, it's been a long time since we did a podcast without a guest. And the reason for that is because when we have done podcasts without guests, like, it has, you know, they haven't really hit.
Some of them have.
No.
Some of
Yeah,
them
that's
have.
not
Some
true.
of them
Some of
have.
them done very well.
Some of them done very well. I think this one's gonna do very well. And then, you know, there's a lot of catching up to do.
Well, why are we out here? We did a triathlon.
We did a
Wanna
triathlon.
talk
But
about that?
let me tell you what it was like first, because, dude, Bonnaroo, 80,000 people sold out. I don't know, like, why you stop at 80,000 people.
Yeah.
You know, but apparently they do. And you know, like, we go in. It's like basically like Woodstock or Coachella or something. You know, in the middle of Tennessee, in a town called Manchester, Tennessee, and took an hour and a half to drive there from the Radical Ranch. Lux be bummed I said that.
Yeah. Okay.
Then okay, so we get there and it's like an all outdoor festival. We go in the back. You know, they put us through like metal detectors, which is kind of comforting. You know.
Who else was headlining that day that you were there? Isaac, can you pull up the
Well,
schedule?
that day Post Malone
What?
was like the headliner, but the
Yeah.
other days are what? The Chili Peppers.
And I think Pretty Lights.
Fred again.
Yeah, Pretty Lights was the first night. Then Post Malone. Then the third night was the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Did you see anybody else famous backstage?
Billy Strings is like Post's favorite guitarist.
He's like a bluegrass legend.
guy.
Oh, yeah, I've
He's-
seen him.
Yeah, he was so rad.
Oh, you had him hold the camera for you or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
man,
was holding the
like
camera.
yeah, he filmed for us. Super rad. So we go in the back to like the artist area. Post watching the NBA finals, and I'm like, dude, am I really gonna interrupt his? You know, so we wait till halftime.
Yeah, what would you do if Post Malone wanted you to do a tattoo on him and he came during a UFC fight?
Yeah, like John Jones is fighting or something.
Right.
Would you
Yeah,
be like,
I mean, he's from Dallas, so like the Dallas Mavs are in the NBA Finals, and he's sitting there watching the game. I'm gonna be like, You know, I'm just not.
Yeah, but you waited for halftime. It's perfect.
I waited for halftime, and he said, "Hey man, is it cool if we do this tattoo like after the show tonight?" And he's gonna perform starting at 11 p.m. and finish at 12:30 a.m. And I was like, dude, I got to leave for a triathlon at 5 in the morning. And he's like, okay, cool, man, no problem. Like, he's just the nicest guy. I think it's a toss-up between Jelly Roll and Post Malone for nicest person ever, like, period.
Well, I noticed on the video too. He's like, "Okay, I'm going to start at the teardrops," and you're like, "No, I think you should start at the balls." I don't think I'd have the balls to tell Post Malone where to tattoo first. I was just looking at that, and I was like,
we hadn't. He didn't say I'm going to start on the teardrops. He said I'm going to start closest to your eye.
"Yeah, why don't you want him to do that? Just cause?"
I mean, they had turned out the balls are the closest to my eye.
Oh,
You know, so we're kind of saying the same thing.
Okay.
We didn't draw the teardrops on until after
those weren't-
until after the penis was done.
Yeah, they
How
weren't
long-
part of the stencil. They were freestyled after.
what do
they're
they symbolize?
freestyle.
You've jerked off 2 dudes in your life?
I don't know.
We would need a lot more teardrops than that.
How long did it take, start to
people are gonna be
finish?
crying. People are gonna be saying, "Dude, man, Paul Briske's got to be on all the time. He's on fire." He said, "Dude, Paul, you've been on fire in general." And you want to know who's getting ready to be on fire in about 30 minutes? I am, because my lady has just arrived with some Blue Chew tablets, and she looks extremely hot. And Blue Chew tablets just happen to have the same active ingredient as both Viagra and Cialis, except they're delicious, chewable, and they only cost a fraction of the price. But get a load of this. If you go to bluechew.com, use the promo code STEVO, and get your prescription very quickly and easily with the medical provider on the website, you can have an entire month's supply of Blue Chew tablets completely for free. All you pay is $5 for shipping. And if you're wondering, are Blue Chew tablets really a good time? Let my lady tell you.
Yes.
I have never disappointed my lady after a Blue Chew tablet. And if we're honest, there have been times that I've disappointed her. Yeah, there have. I've left you hanging. I've not delivered the goods. But when I have a Blue Chew tablet, I always deliver the goods.
That's true.
And I'm very proud of that.
Satisfaction guaranteed.
Yeah. So if you want to try it, all you got to do is go to bluechew.com, use the promo code STEVO, and you are well on your way to having an entire month's supply of Blue Chew tablets completely for free. All you pay is $5 for shipping. So jump on that and let's get back to it.
Thanks.
Like literally
Dude,
just
zingers.
hilarious. Zingers
Yeah.
nonstop.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
And I want you to know, I want everyone to know, I love you. I love all you guys.
Love you too, man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you seem happy in life.
I am happy in life. I'm good. I'm finally moving to Tucson. Finally
Yeah.
making that move.
Happy dude. It's like we will get into that because it's absolutely fascinating. But let me just. Do you think we did this?
Love you, Paul. Shut up for 1 second.
Well, no, like we got a lot to cover there.
Yeah,
but
no,
just
of
gonna
course.
finish this up.
Yeah.
We do the tattoo, the whole thing, and and then I dip because I got to drive an hour and a half back to the ranch.
How long did it take, start to finish?
Ah man, the actual tattoo.
Did you finish it during halftime?
We were just. I think we got back to the game and it was like 3.5 minutes into the third quarter. Like I looked, I was like, "Oh, do we make it?" And it said like 11 minutes something on the clock, so we were late. But yeah, and then I dipped, drove an hour and a half back to the ranch, and just couldn't sleep. I'm laying there just kind of thinking like, "Oh my God, like what did I do?" You know, even though I've been thinking about this, I've had the idea, I've been planning to do it for literally 5 years. I was like, it was a different deal once it happened, you know. And I was there was no way I was gonna sleep, and I didn't sleep. And then we wake up and we do the triathlon.
Yeah, when I first saw you that morning, you had that bandana on, and I was like, yo, let me see it. And I first saw it, and I was just like,
Your face told me, like, oh no.
like at first I was like, okay, that's a little aggressive.
Right.
But then it's grown on me, and it's like, especially hearing all these compliments from people. It's
Well,
just like,
but that's the thing, dude. Already, because now TMZ has run the story about it happening. First couple, like, mentions in my mention feed to come through, like, oh, dude, wild, I love it. And then, like, it starts coming in, like, but why? You know, like, and like the haters start hating. And that's just, like, I gotta just...
yeah, it was
It's
definitely aggressive.
It's aggressive, and it's time for me to stop caring what people think, and B.
Oh, now it's time.
Yeah. I'm a sensitive guy. I gotta not be sensitive. I gotta be not sensitive.
I don't think it's that aggressive. I thought I kind of wish it was bigger.
Yeah, I think it looks cool.
I think it looks.
Dude, like here's the thing. When I saw your face at 5 a.m, it told me, oh no. I literally thought, oh no, what have I done? Like if I had any doubts, like they were completely reinforced by your face.
And I was
when
just
I saw
like,
you see it.
Mellow.
Yeah. Right. And for that whole day, the whole day of the triathlon, I literally thought, I'm going to be Bret Michaels from now on, where you never see my forehead ever. You know, like Bret Michaels just has his bandana and you just do not see what's under it. But then, like, I don't know. I also wanted to keep it covered because, like, I felt like I wanted to keep a lid on it, you know? But then I just took it off. By the time, like, we got home from the triathlon, like, now it's been 2 days. I kind of dig it,
Did
you know?
anybody at the triathlon say anything?
No, but when we went to the restaurant after the triathlon, the waitress, I was like, hey, check out my new tattoo. And I peeled up the bandana. She looked at it and was patently disgusted with me.
Really?
She shook her head and, like, walked away at, like, where she wasn't trying to, like... It wasn't like she wasn't trying to express anything to me. She walked away on her own deal, like having a problem with it.
Wow.
Yeah, like big time. I was like, ooh, wow, I bummed her out. But like whatever, you know. And to all the people who do hate on it, like they probably don't understand. Like I reserve the right to get it lasered off whenever I want.
Yeah.
I'm really just gonna see how long I last. You know, like
How long do you think you're gonna last?
We gotta place our bets right now. How long do you think
I think you keep it and it
me
grows on
too.
you. It's just gonna be like your trademark.
Okay, well, as a frame of reference, I used to have profanity tattooed on my knuckles. My right hand was the S word, my left hand was the F word, and they lasted for more than. Actually, about exactly 10, just slightly over 10 years.
But you got that.
I got it in 2003 in October, and I got them lasered off, like at I think the tippy end of 2013.
And you got that removed out of your respect for your niece. You didn't want her
It wasn't
seeing that.
It wasn't that. I got no, dude. Like one of the first things I did.
Fuck my knees, dude.
Dude, one of my niece, like when she was like reading her first words, I had her read it out loud and I videotaped her. Like,
So what,
know.
were you just sick of covering it up when you went on TV
it
and
wasn't that I was
stuff?
sick about covering it up. It was that when I got out of sex addict rehab, I was in this men's therapy group, and the guys didn't know me. Like these guys in my men's therapy group, and they were like, one of the guys in the group looked at my knuckles and he said, and you know, like, I just gotta say, I'm looking at what's tattooed on your knuckles, and it just kind of makes me feel sad. You know, I think, like, what, you know, like I feel sad at whatever you went through that you felt that you needed to do that.
I wonder what he's gonna think when he sees your new one.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, I explained to him too that, like, I was like, oh man, this is like really my favorite thing. I was like, I told him, like, I just got a kick out of it. I had this show called Wild Boys. It was like my own TV show, kinda. And like, I thought, how funny, I'll make the editors blur my hands on my own show. Like almost like a prank, like a gag.
Yeah.
And I was like, and also, when I got these tattoos, my mom was in the hospital with a do not resuscitate order at the end of her bed. It was like the last of her days. And it was, and I showed up at her hospital, and I walked into her room, and I was just at a loss for what to say, like, what do you even say, and my mom was just in this bed. And I walked up to her and said, Mom, like, check out my new tattoo. And I held up my knuckles to her. And my mom looked at it, and she kind of squinted, and she said, shit, fuck. My son is a shit fuck. And she giggled, like, kind of like,
Yeah.
It was the last time my mom ever laughed. It was like the most, like, wonderful, like, hearing that terrible, terrible, like, situation. Like, it was the last time that she ever laughed. And like, it was like this, like, little, like, moment of lightness where there was no light. And I always cherished that, and like my knuckles tattoos.
You ever think about getting them again?
Yeah, I think you keep that and you re-get the knuckles.
I mean, I don't know, but the thing was too, like, my hero was always Ozzy, like, Ozzy, like, wasn't like a sex symbol kind of guy. He was just a pure madman, just the wildest one to ever do it. Like, he was so out of control, just such a complete, and I just, like, everything that Ozzy represented for being so gnarly, all the crazy stories, the snorting ants, like, the legend of Ozzy. And he had Ozzy tattooed on his knuckles, and I was just like, it was kind of like, I wanted to, like, make Ozzy proud by, like, in the same spirit of him, like, be even gnarlier, take it to the next level. And after the therapy group discussed my knuckles, it occurred to me that whoever I was trying to impress with my knuckles, like, never really cared. And that, like, they had just kind of outlived their usefulness. And I went and got them lasered off, not like, because it was kind of like for my dad, like a little bit. I don't know. I was happy to tell my dad, tell my family, like, hey, I'm getting rid of the.
I thought you got the.
Well, yeah. I also, like, I had a dick tattooed on my arm. I remember coming home that time to see my mom, and it was my first time I'd seen my dad since I got this big dick tattooed on my arm and the words on my knuckles. My dad walks up to me, looks at my knuckles, points at him. He says, "That's stupid." Then he points to the dick on my arm and he says, "But I am personally offended by that." Personally. And I was just like, So, like, it was kind of a thing for my dad, and I told him, and I went to the laser tattoo removal, and the first session, they do my knuckles, they do the dick on my arm. Maybe I made it, like, through 2 sessions.
I went with
like,
you to a couple of them.
I
It was
bet.
done
I bet.
in Beverly Hills.
Yeah. And like, halfway through the process, I just got, like, I just got sad. I was like, I can't part with it. I love the dick too much. So it's just faded. There's like 2 tattoo removal sessions in there, and I stopped. I wouldn't let him laser it anymore. But yeah, so who knows, man? And it's counterintuitive. Like, people wouldn't understand. I don't get it, but when it comes to laser tattoo removal, the one color of ink which is most easily and completely removed is black. Like, the tough colors to get rid of are like red and blue. Anything but black is like really tricky for the lasers. Black comes right out.
And those
So-
are the only 2 that you've tried to get removed, or has there been more?
The only ones my knuckles are completely clean.
Yeah.
And so I know how.
So wait, what does your dad say? I mean, he hasn't seen
My
it in
dad's
person
my
yet.
dad. Come on, Paul. There are certain things my dad just doesn't need to see. And all my dad wants to see is the numbers, because he's a businessman. And when it comes to business online, there is no better way to grow or even just start your business than Shopify. Why? Because Shopify is the gold standard for your website. It's the easiest way to build a super professional website and the gold standard, meaning that it's the best website to add in all of the different components that make e-commerce work. And no matter what size your business is, you're never going to grow it faster on any other platform than Shopify. I'm telling you, I messed around with a bunch of different kinds of websites along the way over the years, and I did not get anything really popping until I got with Shopify. And that's how it works today, man. It just makes everything easy, and it makes it easy to work with everybody. So if you want to try this out, maybe you don't even have a website. This is the way to get a website. If you have a business, no matter what size, the way to grow it is Shopify. If you want to try this out, then you can do so for a legendary $1 per month trial period. That is if you go to shopify.com/Stevo. That's all lowercase letters, shopify.com/Stevo. You got nothing to lose because this is a $1 per month trial period, and it is the way, the gold standard of ways to start and grow your online business. So one more time, shopify.com/Stevo, all lowercase, for the $1 per month trial period. Do that, and let's get back to it. Dad's bummed on the...
Yeah.
My dad's not stoked on the penis on my forehead.
Did he say anything?
He's kind of jokes and like...
Yeah, I feel like your dad's a different person than he was like 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing that you could do now where he would be like, I am personally, like, he would just be like, okay, well, why was that the best answer?
Right.
Like, he's, you know.
Why
Yeah.
is this the solution?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Yeah.
Yeah, but in any case, so the haters are gonna hate. Like I'm kind of motivated to keep the dick on my forehead like for longer. Like
Yeah, I say,
for the haters, but like whatever. If I want to get rid of it, I can. It's
I say
like
5 years or forever is
wow, 5 years or forever.
Yeah.
Wow. I think that it's like if I had the perfect approach, what I think is appropriate, like I would point to this bus that we're on, and it was wrapped with bucket list art for the duration of the bucket list tour when we had the bus. And then when the bucket list tour ended, we took off the wrap. And right now it's got no wrap. So I don't know, like for my whole Gone Too Far tour, I think it would bum me out if I ever got on stage to perform the Gone Too Far show without the dick on my forehead. But once that tour's over, I don't think I need it anymore.
Makes sense.
I just hope I don't tap out and get it off earlier.
no.
Yeah. But speaking of the tour, for clarity, we start this Friday
You have the dates up?
in Alabama. We got Huntsville, Alabama, then Birmingham, Alabama, then Tallahassee, Florida. Tallahassee, that show's in trouble. We'll see. I don't know why Tallahassee is going so slow, but then we got Jacksonville, Clearwater, West Palm Beach, Florida, Orlando, Florida, and then Phoenix, Arizona, and then we're chilling until August. And wow, is August gonna be crazy?
Yeah.
This tour is not technically the Gone Too Far tour. It is a brand new show. It is absolutely all new material, but it also serves as a workshop for what will become the Gone Too Far show. And for the stuff that has not happened yet for the Gone Too Far tour, there's all kinds of like juicier than ever placeholder bits in the show, which really represent what has gone too far in the past. And man, it is a little bit mortifying to perform some of that material because like the things that went too far really went too far.
Have you talked about other stuff that you're going to be filming on the tour besides the boob job? Like, have you gone into any other bits?
I've brought it up kind of too much. Like, I'll just let it be, you know. Like, I don't need to keep hammering people with what hasn't happened yet. Like,
But I think it's cool. This like this is gonna be interesting shows because like
These are gonna be
watching
great
you
shows.
like work on stuff and try out new shit. There's something a little more casual about it. Like anything could happen. Like those are
Right.
my favorite kinds of shows.
I mean, the stuff that you showed on the cruise ship was really cool.
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
cruise ship
dude,
was
that
hilarious.
show is the template for what we're gonna do, and I would have been like really like kind of methodical about like go to the like film a bit and then go to the comedy club and work on it and then put all the bits together. But when we went on that cruise with the Impractical Jokers and Eric Andre, like I contractually had to have a full hour show for that cruise, and like I put together a full hour show. You know, I was like, okay, well, what's it gonna be? And we picked out all the bits and we worked it out, and like I just worked it out, and like I think we were all like really energized by how well it came together, and it was like, whoa, like so hold on a second, we actually have a show. And then I felt comfortable like booking this interim tour is what I'm calling it. But yeah, man, it starts this Friday, and it is one hell of an aggressive show. That is all I'm gonna say. So do get your tickets at stevo.com.
Can we talk about the triathlon?
Absolutely.
What was your time for the triathlon?
My total time for the triathlon was 1 hour and 30 minutes.
Paul, what was yours?
135.
Whoa. Vinny?
2:38.
Man, mine was 2:05. But I don't know if that makes any difference with my yellow card I got for not wearing a helmet.
Yeah, this guy got a penalty.
I wonder how much time they took off, but
No, I don't think I didn't see any account for penalties in the like ticket. The
Well, then
penalties
what's
are
the
all
point?
bullshit. Just that guy he had cards to give out. You know.
yeah, and I'm really proud of you, Vinny, for not stopping.
Dude,
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Every time I-
Literally, like I was worried about you, Vinny.
Really?
Like as so I finished at 1 hour 30. You said 2:38.
Yeah.
So that's like a whole hour.
Yeah.
I'm waiting at the finish line for everybody. Like I wanted to like be waiting when all of you guys, there were 9 of us total.
Yeah.
And I wanted there to be there to hang the participant medal around
Yeah.
around everybody's neck. And I was waiting for you. And the longer I was waiting, I was thinking like, man, like did Vinny collapse? Like is he gonna come? Like did we push him too hard with this? Like I was kind of worried.
I didn't think that because I mean I know I give you a lot of shit, but like you're athletic, and
For a bigger dude, I'm not bad.
no, your eye hand coordination is really good. You're athletic, and I was like, there's no fucking way that. Excuse my language, but like every time I passed you, like I knew you had like a miserable look on your face.
I was miserable.
But I was like, this guy's not stopping.
I couldn't.
And then I saw you on the run, and I was like, you got this, and you're like, yeah. And then you finished.
Yeah. I mean, I went into it already thinking I wasn't going to do it.
Really?
Yeah, because I had it in my head. I was like, okay, the swim I could do. The bike I could do. It's going to suck, but I could do. But there's no way I'm going to run 3 miles after doing all of that. And then while I'm swimming, I'm like, fuck, dude, I still have to ride a bike 12 miles and then run. So I'm like, there's no way I'm going to stop. I was already quitting in my head. And then I got on the bike, and I'm like, dude, there's no way I'm going to run. And then like 3/4 through the bike, I was like,
the bike was gnarly.
the bike was gnarly.
They shut down a highway.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hills.
And like, and the thing was that, okay, they shut down the highway for this triathlon.
Yeah.
So like, people trying to drive through Tennessee were out of luck for the morning.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, nobody wins.
Right.
We were out of luck too.
and they shut down like whatever, I guess like close to 6 miles of the highway.
Yeah.
And when you got to the certain point, it was just ride your bike around this cone and
Yeah.
then come back. So you went down and then came back.
Yeah.
And it's like as you're riding your bike down, you see like the fast people like
Yeah.
passing you because they've already turned around, they're on their way back.
Yeah.
And you're going like downhill, uphill, like crazy stretches of uphill. And you're watching these people come back and you're thinking like, okay, so for as far as I've gone, like I have to go that much back.
Yeah.
And when the hell am I going to turn around? Like, I'm still not like, oh, okay, it's going to be soon. It's going to be
Yeah.
soon. And you're like going for another like forever. And you still haven't turned around. You're thinking like, okay, like when the hell am I going to turn around and start chipping away at this back leg.
Yeah.
Because like I'm not even like I'm starting to really think like this is bumming me out. Like I don't even know if I can make it to where we turn around.
Yeah. What really helped me was like there were some like really cool people that were coming like the opposite
Yeah.
way, and there was this
Yeah.
one chick that was just like, she's like, and I was struggling going up a hill,
Yeah.
and I was so close of just like saying fuck this and getting up and walking up the hill, and she was like, "Don't you dare get off that bike! I will see you at the finish line."
Wow.
And it was just like so epic, and I like started tearing up, and I'm just like having this spiritual experience where it's just like, I need to do this.
What
like,
were you crying about? What were you just?
it was, I wasn't crying because I was in pain or anything. It was just like a few emotions where I was like, damn, dude, I'm so out of shape that I just can't do this. That was part of it. And then another thing is just like, damn, my life is pretty cool. I have a really cool group of friends that are pushing me to do this. And like, that was another thing that was helping me make it to the end. And then like seeing the finish line was like the craziest emotion I've ever felt in a very long time. Cause like, dude, I'm close to 300 pounds and swimming 400 meters, riding a bike 12 miles, and then doing the 3-mile run. That I didn't run most of it, but I walked.
Yeah, but you never stopped
95% of it,
moving.
but I never stopped moving. I didn't get off the bike. I didn't do anything, so I never stopped moving. So seeing the finish line was like a crazy feeling that I've like never
And
experienced
as
before.
soon as you saw, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, and then I started running. When I saw it, I just started running, and
Yeah.
I was just like, and then crossing it and you putting the thing over my neck. It was pretty rad.
Well, that's my favorite part. Vinny like lays down because he's just so exhausted, and Steve's like, "Here, let me help you out." Like starts pouring water on him, but then you like poured it on his face, and he's getting like waterboarded. I don't know if we can put the footage. The footage is so
footage
funny.
is
We're
so
watching it like
funny,
Vinny's
dude.
like dying. And he's like has to sit up like, to breathe. You
Yeah.
know? It's like, "Here, let me help you out." It was so funny.
Yeah, you laid down, you took your shoes off.
Immediately kicked
and
my
Steve's
shoes
like,
off.
I did the same exact thing.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, I collapsed so
My
bad.
feet, my right foot felt broken for like 24 hours afterwards. My right foot was in a lot of pain.
Really?
Yeah.
Easy to believe that Vinny's feet were really hurting. But you know what's not hurting Vinny right now? His butthole. And I can guarantee you that. You know why? Because Vinny discovered the joy of the Tushy Ace. And what's that? It's the most epic bidet from Hello Tushy that you could possibly imagine. It comes with a remote control, which heats the water, which blasts your butthole. It is so comfortable and just wonderful. The feeling of having a warm stream of water just massaging your butthole. And then it air dries your butthole when you're done. And the seat warms up. I mean, this is the most luxurious experience. And at the end of this very podcast, we talk about it in the most glorious fashion, organically. I even say, I'm like, you know what? That they don't even have to pay me. This came up in conversation. I said they are my favorite podcast sponsor, Tushy. If you haven't tried a bidet from hellotushy.com, then it is time, people. It is time. The testimonial at the end of this podcast will show you. The testimonial I'm giving you right now will show you. You need to go to, here it is, hellotushy.com. And then use the promo code STEVO for 10% off your entire order. That's for a limited time. And I mean, dude, you don't believe me? You listen to the end of this podcast about what we have to say regarding our experiences with the Tushy Ace. It's unbelievable. And you're out of your mind if you don't jump on this deal to get your own Tushy Ace with 10% off your whole order. That is if you go to hellotushy.com and use the promo code STEVO. Just keep listening to this podcast. You'll see what I'm talking about. I love you, and I really love hellotushy.com. So let's get back to it. Yeah, and like I had talked about it probably on the podcast, definitely in one of my main channel videos, saying that like I'm training for a triathlon and like only one person's safe, and everybody's who doesn't come in first place out of our group has like awful torture happen. We were gonna shave your beard off. Scott was gonna get both of his nipples pierced, and then as it happened, like it just struck me. I was just like, man, like these are like my best friends in the world. You know, like 9 of my best friends on this planet all traveled to the middle of Tennessee to celebrate my birthday with me by doing this like ultimately challenging triathlon. And it's like so special. It was so like beautiful and special. And I was like, am I gonna really like turn around and be like, okay, now you get punished? I was just like, as soon as this triathlon was over, I was like, dude, like, forget about. There's a million times that we could like punish ourselves for great footage for. I was like, let this triathlon be sacred.
Yeah.
And that was the call.
Yeah.
That's interesting. You know, there's a saying that like, you know, if you take an orange and you squeeze it, oranges come out of it because that's it. It's an orange. If you take a human and you squeeze it, like what comes out? Happiness,
Blood.
anger, emotion, whatever. And so I, you know, metaphorically, I was getting squeezed during the triathlon, and everybody was. It was like grinding, and I was just like wondering what people were thinking because like, you know, Lux is doing awesome, and she was out there, you know, running around like, you go girl, like happy. That's what's
Yeah.
inside of her. I'm like, you piece of shit idiot. This bike's so, and I'm like, dude, why am I so angry inside? You know, and I'm like, and I was wondering what you were thinking. Paul's goofy ass was just like, Scott, hey, and just, you know, kept running past me. And I'm like what were you guys thinking like during it, like in your darkest moments? Because that really tells what's going on inside of you.
I mean, I had been like kind of like really training, like,
He's like, I'm gonna beat everybody.
I was training pretty seriously. So like for me to say like I didn't think I would get to that. Of course I knew, but I was really not anywhere near sure that Lux was gonna finish.
Dude, Lux did better than me.
Yeah.
In
Lux just
Lux is pretty
went for it.
athletic though. She's like,
And dude, nobody thought Paul was gonna be, you know, like
it's because you guys have only ever seen me sit in front of a computer. You know,
yeah.
like, no one's
Well,
ever
the
seen
doctor
me do
claimed you had no
anything.
butt, and you need a butt to like run
Yeah.
and bike and swim.
Yeah.
But I mean, you did better in the swim than I did? Like, you know, the bike, you're
I mean,
phenomenal.
I trained for it, but yeah, like before I started training for this, I was like afraid of running because I messed up my knee.
right, me too.
Like,
my
just
knee
from
was
running.
hurting like bad.
Yeah.
And like because I was trying to get better at running for it, but then it got to a point where every time I ran, my knee hurt more, and I said, okay, no more running, no more running. Like I'm just gonna figure it out on the day. And until then, I'm gonna let my knees like heal and become stronger. And thank God, like on the day, my knees never hurt, but my pussy was killing me.
Yeah.
I mean, my pussy was killing me so bad. And like here, like
Your pussy? you said?
so I'm on the run, and I'm thinking, man, God, this like the swim and the bike I can handle. The run is hell. I hate running. I can't stand it. And so like I make it down to the run. I haven't stopped. And when I get to the halfway point and turn around, then like looping back, and I'm like, all right, I'm halfway through the run. But one of the first people I pass is Paul Brisske. And I'm like, what? Because you're the one person that I didn't notice, who I didn't actually see on the bike ride.
Yeah. I
So-
saw you and I was like, he didn't even see me. He doesn't even know how close I am.
Yeah, I didn't see you. And I knew that you started the swim way later than me.
Yeah.
So, like, you were really close behind me. Like, once I turn around on the run, you're one of the first people I see. So
Sure.
I know I'm a little bit ahead of you on the run, but I'm not confident at all that I'm more ahead of you on the run than I was ahead of you when I got in the water.
Right.
So as far as I could tell, we were exactly tied. And I'm thinking, and you were so much pep in your step.
Yeah.
Like you were just charging running. And I'm dying. And like I see you and I'm confused and I go, you already ran and swam, you already swam and biked? And you go, yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
yeah,
No, but I
yeah,
was
like,
dying on that run.
I
I
know, but
walked
dude,
almost
you didn't
90%
look,
of the
you didn't
run.
look like it to me.
I looked at you and I called you a cheater as you passed me. I was like, cheater!
Yeah.
Because
I was like, you already swam and biked? And you're like, yeah, you bet I did, bub. Because we had fist bump, and I'm like, dude. And so I'm just like, oh, God, if I walk, I'm going to lose to Paul Brisske. and I'm dying. And I'm like, this is so mortifying to me because I knew that stopping running and walking meant giving up and deliberately handing the win to Paul Brisske. And my pussy hurt so bad, I started walking. And I was so disgusted with myself. I didn't walk for too long. I started running again. But there were like 3 or 4 times when I broke into a walk.
Okay, but wait, hold on a second. How much did you train? Because Steve trained crazy, and you did band in high school. Like, how did you
I
do
trained
so well?
pretty good.
What was your training like?
I signed up for the Pasadena Aquatic Center. I was swimming a lot. I was running a lot. I would bike at the gym a little bit. I trained a lot. I just didn't text everybody every time I did it.
Oh, dude, we had a triathletes, all 9 of us.
Steve was doing a
group.
triathlon a day.
Like the triathlon group text thread. Like literally, I texted every day with my time for like. I'm like, dude, 19.5-mile bike ride today. Goodbye. You know, like
Yeah.
like 1,000. Like our triathlon, we only had to swim 400 meters, and I'm at the pool swimming 1,000 meters, like, and then texting the group, goodbye.
What were you swimming at the Rose Bowl when you were doing it?
Over 400 meters. I don't know. I wasn't like keeping track or like tracking my times or anything like that. I was just trying to stay active and running often, and I wanted to beat Steve. I really did. So I'm like, as proud as I am at what I got, I'm a little disappointed in myself.
That's crazy. Dude.
But you're
And
the-
then little did I know that when I was disgusted with myself walking, Paul was disgusted with himself walking.
For sure, I was, and I was walking more than him.
But you're the swimmer of the group, so you
I
had
don't get
this
it.
hard time swimming in the lake.
Yeah. I had a
and
panic
the,
attack.
The lake was murky as hell, like a lot of bacteria, and I had a fresh dick tattoo on my forehead.
Yeah, well, I was swimming in it, and I started off, and I was passing like people. I was passing chunks of people, and then right when I got to the middle, I kind of like looked up, and I couldn't. I was like breathing really fast, but I couldn't get the one breath to catch my breath, and then I started like looking around, and I started feeling claustrophobic, and I just almost tapped out because
You held onto the kayak, right?
I was like, I was like, hey, and then he came over and I put my hand on the kayak. I'm like, what am I? I'm an ocean lifeguard. Like, what am I doing? And then I
You
took
get
my
mad at me,
hand
be like,
on.
get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. and then I started just like backstroking, and then I just started, and then I was okay. But it took like 5 minutes to be like not have a complete. The world was collapsing and claustrophobic, and I mean, it was weird.
I just had a thought, and I'm compelled to speak up. That the title we're gonna have for this episode is gonna be all about my face tattoo, and Post Malone tattooed my face, and like there's like probably gonna be like a humongous drop off in retention when the discussion goes from face tattoo to triathlon. So as I say this right now, we're speaking to the real ones, the people like who are in it, like on the ride, wild ride with us. The people like, and I always say it at the end of the podcast how much it means to me when people stick around. But I feel really confident that the people listening right now are the street team, and I
For
just
sure.
want to
Well,
say,
why don't you-
everybody who's hearing this right now, I really really love you.
Why don't you give away?
I love all you guys.
Love you
man.
too.
Love you too, dude.
Why don't you give away something on the?
What can we give away?
We have the remaining of those. They should watch the bucket list.
T-shirts.
They should watch the bucket list that you have on the website for free, and then we can put the bucket list T-shirts for whatever you want.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, we do have
$0?
Like, we've got some. I wonder what why don't we do like a killer deal on books or something? Like we'll say, hey, go to. Can we create a special link all the way at the bottom of stevo.com where no one would ever see it, and have a unique link at the bottom of stevo.com for a copy of A Hard Kick in the Nuts hardcover for $10. $10. $10. And that, like, candidly, it's not going to be a signed copy because the books are not here in Tennessee, but it's a hardcover for $10. And it's really
And
it
might take a little bit to ship because when I asked you 4 days ago if we should send them in, you said nah.
Oh, yeah?
So I'm gonna have to send them in. It's gonna take 5 days to check in, and then they'll ship them out. But it's
All
only
right,
$10, so you might as well reserve it. So you want to do the hard kick?
Yeah, hard kick in the nuts for $10.
Hard
Holy
kick, hard
shit.
cover.
And
Yeah,
then
and I want a unique link at the bottom of stevo.com. But let's not, like, let's not get in the weeds. We got more to talk about.
yeah, Paul, are you
Paul
gonna die
Brisske.
soon? I'm just
Sorry?
kidding. The only reason I said that is because then you can also put on the link. Paul Brisske is gonna die soon? Question mark. And then
Oh,
it's not
in the title,
clickbait.
in
Yeah,
the-
just kidding.
So the triathlon,
I mean, maybe,
the
relatively.
triathlon was super, super special.
Super special.
Yeah,
and
that was
then,
cool.
Yeah, here we are.
And we did a triathlon, like me, Scott Randolph, my buddy Kevo, back in 2018, and it was a bigger triathlon. That one was a half a mile swim, 18-mile bike ride, 17-mile.
Might have been a little bit more, but yeah, 18
17
miles.
mile. 4-mile ride.
Wow.
But still, you were like 42.
Well, no, yeah, 6
years
years
ago?
ago. So I was
44?
44. 44. And
That's
I'll tell you
crazy.
that 6 years was a big deal. That was
Makes a difference.
I don't remember crying about a 4-mile run back then. I was dying this time.
Yeah.
So like the exercise people.
Like towards the end of the triathlon, I was having trouble lifting my legs up. It seriously took every
Oh, dude,
ounce.
when you're running and then you get to the uphill.
Yeah.
And you got to run up the hill.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, like why is this uphill like so?
It was one of the
gnarly?
most difficult things I've probably ever done in my life.
Yeah. All right, now Paul Brisske.
Tucson, Arizona.
We'd like check this out. Paul Brisske, like I would always complain to this guy with his dreams, with his music. He's so talented. He's got me by the balls. We can't keep him because he's always off in some other country. Gosh, how frustrating. And then he comes up with a system to edit footage, no matter where he is in the world. And then all of a sudden, I say, "Okay, guys, I'm up and moving to the middle of Tennessee. I'm out." And everyone's like, "Huh?" I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm gone. I live in Tennessee now." And because Paul set up this remote editing system that works wherever in the world, now it doesn't even matter that you just bought a home in Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah. Sick.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, man, it's like everything we've done has led to this just being so easy.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Now, I remember that and we might as well just shout out this amazing software that allows you to remotely control a computer. It's called Parsec.
Yeah, it's sick.
I remember Parsec, like either Parsec was crashing or the computer was crashing, and you'd be like, "Hey, is anyone at the house to go reboot the computer?"
Yeah.
But that doesn't seem to have happened.
No, it hasn't happened in a while.
I mean, we are kind of at the mercy of if that happens, we are screwed.
I got to drive over there a couple times because it wasn't in sleep mode and the YouTube video stopped playing, so the computer shuts down.
Yeah, I mean, Parsec keeps your computer awake. I mean, there was a couple times there was like a power outage or something at the house, so like things died.
Right.
So maybe we'll, we still have friends in LA, and we can still get someone over there if we need to every now and then.
But
But,
Dude, it's just so mind-boggling to me that Paul's in Argentina, I'm in the middle of the woods in Tennessee, DK's in Miami, Florida, Vinny's in LA, and we're all just
Making it happen.
in real time at all times.
Yeah.
It's the workflow is insane. And as scary as it was for all of us, that all of a sudden, I'm just going to be in Tennessee. How are we going to get anything done? We've gotten everything that we would, we do everything the same. Our productivity hasn't slowed down with me living in Tennessee. Mm-hmm. If anything, it's sped up because I'm just a tiny bit better at emails.
No, you think so?
You said the other day that I've been doing better.
You've
with
done
emails.
better in the last 4 days, but over the last 4 months, it's gotten worse. What? You don't? You're saying from what? I mean, your like text back skills are kind of
Waning?
I was telling the guys, like, when we first started, me and you like only communicated like you were on your emails all the time, and then
Yeah.
I
You're
don't
talking
know,
like 2014 or something.
2014, like Steve was like CC'd on every emails. I didn't even have to nudge him. I didn't have to start nudging you to respond to emails until probably like maybe a little bit before Jackass 4 came out.
Yeah.
And then you just kept completely like you don't even want to deal with electronics anymore. Like in
Not electronics, just administrative stuff. You know, like
yeah, I mean you'll respond to like I'm sure you don't have that problem. If anything, now you know what we feel like when you're trying to get a hold of Paul and he never responds.
yeah. Yeah, you know, I mean,
I've been trying to improve at the email game. I've
get
improved
it.
slightly.
No, you haven't. I had to like screenshot like, hey, dude, these people.
I slipped up a little bit because I was like touring and traveling here, and I've slipped over the past few months. But
I get it, but like from the perspective of like our audience, like what matters to me is that we've been like routinely like disciplined every 2 weeks, like a killer main channel video.
Yeah, that's been
every
good.
week a podcast, and the content has been great, man. Like I'm really happy with like the level of quality of all the videos that we're making, and if that's where my energy and my effort is going into like creating great content, then I'm a happy guy. That's what
Yeah.
I need to be doing.
I think that's where it should be going.
Yeah, for sure. So fuck emails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so
dude.
what's next for us? At the like, what do you do? Like, what should we do here? Is there anything fun to do?
Is there anything fun to do in Tennessee at
Yeah.
the Radical Ranch?
Yeah. What do you?
Are you
What?
kidding me? It's
mean-
like the old adult playground of the cinch.
I mean, well, we did do some like jumping on.
Dude, racing the smart car around the trail was so much fun.
It was really fun.
The airbag wasn't as fun as I thought it might be, but like, still cool.
I feel like the airbag, you could use its full potential. Maybe if you get a jump and like,
Right.
get
We're not
some-
done with the airbag.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
nowhere near close.
Okay, and-
to
Not done
using
with the airbag.
For the record, you saw the YouTube video where I climbed up the ladder and it said "big pussy," and that was because my Birkenstocks were slipping. I jumped off of it before.
Yeah, Scott was like,
Yeah.
no hesitation. He was an absolute savage. You could see the whites of his eyes.
Yeah, but
It was still fun though.
that was a good video.
It was
It's
a nice
fun.
little mellow jump.
It was so much fun. And like,
I mean, are you gonna do anything else with that smart car? I mean, we're gonna keep it alive like Frankenstein,
dude,
dude.
I really, it's important to me to like just keep fixing that smart car and just keep doing smart car dumb things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
You
makes
know?
sense.
I love it. I never want it to die, and I have all kinds of ideas for it. But yeah, dude, like, are we gonna do anything fun?
We
here?
were hitting
can,
baseballs on fire.
Yeah, we can do anything we want here.
Yeah, it feels like it's just the beginning.
It's
Like you
so-
could build a catapult or like dig a big
Dude,
hole
it's
or
so just the beginning
Yeah, but
of the Radical Ranch.
Can you
It's-
build
tree
a
houses.
lake? A pond?
that's just gonna make mosquitoes. Is what
Yeah.
Lux thinks. And like, what's the lake for to land in? Yeah, we got an airbag.
It's kind of like a lake.
Yeah, but dude, it's exciting times. We're gonna do all kinds of stuff at the ranch. We're gonna be on tour, and I've got this guy making this documentary. I'm dying to say what I came up with for the working title of the documentary, but I'm not gonna. I gotta stop blurting things
Yeah,
out.
hold that one tight.
Yeah, I got to keep a lid on that one. But I'm excited about it. We're making this documentary that we don't know where it's gonna live. We don't. We just know that we're making like a high level documentary, and like I'm just putting everything into it to make it epic, and like I think that the timing of that, I believe possible, that where that documentary ends off, that maybe like some kind of a docu-series begins, because I've got this other potential project, you know, in development and whatever. Like, I mean, who knows? Maybe none of it happens, but the possibilities Like, it's possible that it will happen. It's possible it's going to be massive, and for sure, like the tour is just exciting, man. It's an exciting time.
Cool.
It is.
Yeah, get your tickets at stevo.com.
Do you feel more at peace here in Nashville? Like, does it feel different? Do you feel different?
I do, man. I've got this thing where like I chew on my upper lip, like just
Okay.
out of pure anxiety, and I don't always do it in Tennessee. I do it most of the time.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a good sign.
There are some times where I'm thinking like, hey, you know what? I'm not like chewing on my upper lip with like total, like my body's just clenched in this like death grip of stress and anxiety because that's my normal default state.
Yeah, because they say even like being in a lower population density, you talk slower, you move slower, like things just kind of naturally
Yeah.
calm down.
And it's the woods. Like, this is country living out here.
Yeah, it's
Even the
beautiful.
people where we're at today, you know, they're like, where are you at? And I told them, they're like, oh, that's country. And then where we were, that was country. You know, it's like,
Right, for sure. And I mean, just being in nature, like,
Yeah.
you know, hiking through. I mean, if ever there's a day where I don't hike the mile-long trail through the woods on the property, like that's an L.
Does it feel more stable? Because you kind of like live in fear, like everything's gonna go away. I'm gonna lose everything. Like you have these
I can't.
irrational fears. Do you still feel that way here or no?
I am gripped by fear.
The fear's still here.
There's no peace in the terror like between my ears.
Do you ever see that fear going away?
I don't think so.
No.
Do you
That's
want
what-
it to go away? It
it's what's
seems like you
motivating
kind of
you.
like it.
It's not that I like it. It's just that like
love it.
it's not that I like it.
need
It's that my constant state of fear and stress and anxiety, like it's the fire under my ass to keep me striving and like you know like working because I'm just so convinced everything is not gonna be okay.
But would it be so bad if you felt like things were okay and maybe you'd just keep working anyway?
I don't know. That would be great. That sounds wonderful, Paul.
Yeah, that's how Paul operates on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah,
I tried to. I mean, I'm pretty hard on myself too, but less of the like fear.
Yeah, I don't know. And here I am making these like nuclear moves, like you know, penis tattooed on my face, and then everything else that I'm coming up with next, which like could just completely blow up in my face, and you know.
No, but they're good ideas. I don't think you should stop doing any of that stuff. But what if you could do it and also feel sort of
I
at
don't know,
peace a
man.
little bit?
I don't know. It would be great if I could relax and enjoy my life, but that's sadly not in the cards.
Yeah.
You know, like there's fleeting moments when I snuggle with Wendy that like everything's okay, but they are very short-lived.
Like while shitting, it's nice.
Yeah, like when I turn on that tushy ace and that
Yeah.
warm.
Dude, I tried
waters,
that for the first time.
the tushy ace.
Life changing.
Life changing.
Oh my god.
With the remote control and the water that's blasting your butthole is heated.
And it blow dries you. Fuck, dude.
Dude, did you turn on the stream, the actual water blasting your butthole before you even poop?
No.
Oh, dude.
What does that do?
Oh, dude.
It lubes you up?
It just gets the. Why wait?
You just
Why
wet the
wait
wrong
until
way a little
after you
bit.
poop? Dude, start blasting that butthole before you poop. You
I'm
will
gonna.
never do it another way ever again.
Yeah,
You'll never want. You'll literally never want to poop without water blasting your butthole.
They asked me if I wanted the ace, and I the only outlet I have in my bathroom is like across the
big
like
mistake.
on the I know, and I was like, no, I'll just take the regular one, and
Big
I'm
mistake.
kicking myself, dude. I'm so down to run an extension cord through
Oh
my
God.
bathroom.
Dude, you
Put a
will
generator in your
Yeah.
bathroom.
I will kick a hole through the wall.
Yeah, dude. Like
Yeah,
I used it, and I walked out of the bathroom, and Kevo looked at me. He's like, dude, what's wrong? I was like, I just had the best experience of my life.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, dude.
unbelievable.
Which bathroom is it
and
in?
like,
the front one by the front
dude,
door.
like the good people of Hello Tushy do not have to pay me to say that they are my favorite
Oh, my God.
sponsor of the Wild Ride podcast.
Yeah.
Like it is. I mean, and dude, I'm gonna give myself some credit for like literally using just about every goddamn thing that we promote on this show.
For sure.
Like
genuinely
and religiously. Like, we call me whatever you want. Oh, Steve-O with, Blue Chew, Steve-O's always selling something. Fucking suck my dick because I sell shit I believe in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I promote shit that I love. And at the top of the list is that goddamn bidet. That tushy
God,
is
dude.
so money.
Yeah, I texted Autumn right away. I was like, okay, we're getting, because she's not a fan of the bidets for some reason.
Oh my god.
And it drives me nuts. And I texted her. I was like, yeah, I'm getting
She's
her.
weird about her butthole. She doesn't like things going in her butthole. Weird. Yeah. All right, gents. Well, I think
This was good.
I feel good.
This was good. It was
nice.
Yeah, it was long.
Thanks for having me
awaited.
back, guys. Awesome.
I love
Good
you,
to be
man.
here.
Yeah, dude.
I love you.
Can I just
And-
say real quick? I've been releasing some music by
Yeah.
myself. So Paul Brisske, Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere. Go check it out. I'm releasing a bunch of music there.
Paul Brisske.
I want to
Paul
be a
Brisske.
myth. Is that you
That's
solo?
me. That's my solo.
That's a
I
good
love
one.
it.
I
I got
like
a song
that.
out with TK right now called Damn. A lot of shit coming. So
Love
yeah,
it. And
check
dude,
it out.
like all the comments are gonna be, dude, get Paul back.
Well, fuck
it-
yeah. Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
that's you on Spotify right there, Paul Brisske.
Yeah, that's me.
Brisske.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude. And get your tickets at steveo.com, man. Like, I'm so stoked to be back on the bus right now, going back on tour, back out with the bros.
Love you, dude.
Love you.
Yeah, I love,
Love
you
you
guys.
guys.
So there it is, folks. It felt really good to do that. I mean, we said that. It felt really good to do just the boys. I think that as the whole plan was, get a penis tattooed on my forehead and see how much press that generates. I'm thinking that a lot of people know about it. And I'm telling you guys, the show that I'm bringing on tour on this bus starting this Friday is outrageous. If you live in Alabama or Florida or Arizona or any of these other places, like, do not miss this show. It is outrageous. Get your tickets at steveo.com. See this dick tattoo in person, and thank you for sticking around to the end of the podcast. I love you dearly. Yeah, dude.